Well, because I see life as a soul's journey, and that it's a continuum, that from conception to conception into another way of being, from birth to death to life to birth to death, is one. And I see no difference, actually. I, of course, had everything in boxes at one time in my life. Many years ago in California, when I had just started what I called the Conscious Birthing Program, my closest friend for 10 years, a woman I met in acting class in New York, we shared an apartment. We got married at about the same time. Our husbands were friends. We were friends with one another as couples. They moved to California, and then my boys and I moved to California. And one day she called and said, "I need to come and see you." And she came and said to me that she had gotten another diagnosis. 2 years before, we had thought that she had moved through a cancer scare. And she said, "I know now that I'm going to die." She said it could be a year, but she said, "I know that I'm going to die." Now, in my conscious birthing program, there were very creative people as well. And my friend Anne was a screenwriter and a singer and an actress. And I don't need to go into at this point how that happened, but usually about a third of the people in the circle on Wednesday mornings at the Biogenic Health Foundation were pregnant women and their husbands, some of them, and about a third of the people in the room were creators. They were writers, actors, painters, artists. And Anne had been there several times. And so she said, "Why I'm here is to, share with you, because I had shared all through the earlier cancer scare." She said, "The reason I'm here is to ask you to prepare me in the same way that you prepare women for their births," because she said, "I'm really frightened." It's more than 30 years and it still moves me so deeply, because I certainly had never thought about it. And I knew I had a lot of preparation to do within myself. And I was so deeply moved to be trusted in that way. And we set about to work together. And I went to hospital for 2 surgeries. I was right in the surgery at UCLA Medical Center. She insisted that her midwife be there. And her husband and I were sitting on either side of her when she took her last breath. And she breathed out in just exactly the same way that we breathe in this work, connecting her inhale and exhale with her mouth wide open, welcoming and saying yes on the inner. So that was my first experience of being with someone in that process, in pain sometimes after surgery, and then in the later stages of her cancer, and just being with her and reminding her that her body was safe and that I was safe with her and that we were doing it together. The 9 months, about 9 months which was very interesting to me also because it was like a gestation period. In that time, it was so moving for me. I let go of my private practice. I still did the conscious birthing program, and I got a job, a J-O-B, because being a designer, I like to go from idea to manifestation. And I had a couple that I'd done water births with who asked me to come and design a line of leather goods for their business. So I just dived in and did that during that time because I needed to do very deep inner work in order to work with death. It was, Anne and I did it together. And as she released her fear, I released mine. And as I released mine, she could release more of hers. And our bodies were safe in that whole process.